Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening wherever you are. The energy to me is pretty funny today. First, the song that came on when I was trying to put on some music was Pimp by 50 Cent. And 50, maybe it's because I just recently watched the documentary, but 50's energy has been in the room for a while. So, I don't give a fuck, I just have to let people know. Cause I've seen some videos and interviews where he does get like backlash for the documentary he put out about P. Diddy, and it's just like, I don't think people are actually listening to why he did it. They're like, oh, you did it because you had beef. No, he did it because he didn't want Diddy's behavior to be represented over the entire hip hop community. And that isn't denying that a good chunk of people who are associated with Diddy, who are part of the hip hop community, do what Diddy does. But he's saying, where I'm from, we don't do that. We don't ask males to go out shopping with us just to get them on our side of the game. We don't get them women to tell them they're the best kind of man in the world. We don't do that. We do it by the hard work and the effort that we put into our craft. And he had been working on this documentary for like 10 plus years. And people are like, oh, why are you coming out with it now? Why are you coming out with it now? Didn't you think we should have known this sooner? Look, I'm pretty sure they had to go through their own loops and holes. Like even Netflix, because they Diddy came after them saying, oh, you lied. Like this, everything you have on the documentary is a lie. And they're like, no, this is actual evidence that we have received from our sources. And unfortunately for you, it just is what it is. That's also why, hello. It is what it is. But yeah, it's been heavy 50 energy. PMP, you can't get $1 out of me. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's 50's energy. People are probably going to come after him. People are probably coming after you in some kind of way for a dime or $1 just because they know you have it or you're about to have it. Whatever it may be, people are talking. And it's like, bro, what? Either you get exposed more for being weird, or you just back up and accept the consequences of your actions. It just is what it is at this point. Because if you think about it, if Diddy had all these crimes against him for years, that also means that the systems that he worked with were collaborating with him to get him out of jail, get him out of these court situations, which means not only legal representation, but police forces basically being paid off. And we see that more than enough with our police departments and such, just for people to have an opportunity to get something that was never theirs in the first place.
No, it's actually last time
You might be getting a lot of noise campaigning, a lot of people, like not just people, but like noise in general around you that is trying to distract you from seeing what you need to be seeing. I'm not trying to like make anyone paranoid or anything like that, but pay attention to what's really going on around you. If things feel sketchy, talk about it. If things feel weird, talk about it. It doesn't matter if anyone believes you at this point, it's just about your experience, because personally, I know more than enough people who have gone through this and they don't even live near me. They live states away. They live countries away. And for it to be happening to multiple types of people, yeah. You worried about being hunted? Don't. They're the ones that are trying to confuse you into thinking that you're the problem. Don't be scared to speak your truth. Whether it's abuse, whether it's something you even know, because you don't want to be associated with people who do what they do if it's not in the name of good for the world, then why are we doing it? Like, I'm not on here to hee hee ha ha. Like, that's fun and great and all, but like, and I love connecting with everybody. But at the same time, it's like, we're not really listening. We're just watching each other. And it's like, no, I need you to really tune in and listen. If you're experiencing gang stalking, if you're experiencing people who are on your pages with random accounts who have like 1 or 2 followers or whatever, block them. Like, monitoring spirits to the T right now. Because they know whatever they've been doing to you is about to be up. So they're going to try to make any deal with you, try to give you any help, whatever it may be. You know, use your discernment. Not everyone in the world is out to get you, but you'd be surprised who is. Like I've said on here before, I've had family literally come after me, put life insurance policies on me that I did not sign up for. Even my job that I recently left did blood tests on me, and no one else in that fucking facility, especially new hires, had to get any blood tests done. I find it odd. Obviously, they know something I don't. Like the family that I came from knows something that I don't. And I'm at the point where I'm just like, y'all just gotta speak up or forever hold your peace, because I'm gonna still be talking about whatever I need to be talking about. And it might sound crazy. Oh, Bri, you? Like, who would put that much effort into you? Bitch, I didn't even know what was happening until I looked into it. Like, let's be real. I didn't know what was happening until I looked into it. Until I was like, huh. You know what? My name wasn't my last name like it was before. Or, huh. People would say weird things like you were adopted and just blow it off like it was a joke. And then I did a genealogy test. Turns out my mother's side of the family isn't even a part of my genes. So what does that mean? I don't know. That I'm actually adopted? That I was taken? That I was used for money? That I was trafficked? Because when I was younger, I had development dysplasia, and I say it like that because it was something I was supposedly born with. No. Come to find out, with the visions I had while sitting there and meditating, it happened to being essayed at a young age. It was, oh, you weren't able to walk, or all you could do was like drag yourself like military style, so, and you were just underdeveloped. Well, when I look at the pictures of me when I'm a baby, I look very healthy. But then when I look at pictures when I'm like 2 to 3, I'm in a lower body cast. And these pictures you can't find anymore because they got lost in my past. And when I think about it, like really think about it, if my joints and hips were undeveloped to the point that I couldn't move, like when I even pulled up the medical records myself, and apparently I was in the hospital for like 27 weeks. Okay, that's fine. Have a good one. Yeah, when I was 27 in there for 27 weeks, apparently, and on and off, and it was because the parent at the time wasn't taking proper care of me. The body cast that I was in was always soiled and never like cleaned up. She was supposed to maneuver my legs to basically like have them be in the right space because they were out of their sockets. And hello. And it basically wasn't doing it, so I would have to go back to the hospital over and over and over again for them to take care of me, basically, because apparently she didn't have a place to take care of me. I don't know what that situation was. Maybe the person who calls herself my grandmother didn't want that in her house. I don't know. But what I do know is that there was a lot of lying that happened around my birth. That I was 2.5 months early, and that I was in the hospital for 8 weeks, and I was premature, and that I was 2 pounds. And I didn't get birth records, I got medical records from when I was in my body cast. And on top of that, the hospital that I was taken to when I was a kid isn't existing anymore. But apparently they have records, and it's like, okay, well, I haven't. Only record I got was the time I was in a body cast. There's no birth records. I didn't get any of that. Hello. With all that being said, I'm basically saying, question something sometimes when you feel things are off, right? Like, people are so desperate for a dollar, they've sold their children. And for people who think that's a radical idea to even have, it's not. It's been true for a long time. I've talked to many people, not only in the spiritual community, but outside of it, who have been assaulted by an adult in their childhood and were told that they were crazy, they didn't know what they were talking about. Nobody believed them until literally legal matters had to step in, and everybody's like, oh yeah, actually. And to me, it's just like very sad. So you just deny this person's experience their whole entire childhood, made them feel like they were othered, and then blame them for why it happened when they were a child, and this person that assaulted them was an adult. Like, and it's not due to protection of the abuser. It's due to the protection of the community of abusers, right? That's what they're doing. They're clothing and cloaking each other so they don't feel responsible for what they were involved in. And I'll keep speaking on it, and I don't care how it looks, because the truth is the truth. My family, who I grew up with, wasn't my family. They had me for money. I didn't realize this until I stepped back from them, because I found evidence that they were using my legal name as their aliases, as their covers, whatever it may be. And then when I confronted them about it, it was either met with anger or straight up denial. And talking with other people, it's like, wow, you really rather use your kids for credit, for money, for whatever, claim them deceased, get child support, and don't even support the child. Like, all the basically all the ghetto shit you can think of that a parent would do just for a quick bag is what my family did. And it's sad. Not only because of the experiences that I had to go through, which I have healed from, but it's sad to me because these people really thought they could get away with it, because they would assume that I would take myself out. They assumed that I would end everything if I found out what really happened to me. And in moments, it has been overbearingly emotional, but not to the point where I'm ready to check out. So if anyone's ever told you that, they're lying. People have their depressive episodes, but most people are strong enough to pull through it to recognize, hey, we're just having a moment. Never have I ever called a hotline. Never have I ever been in a psych ward. Never have I ever been admitted. So if anyone that claims to know me has said these things about me, 'tis not true. Look it up. My name is BRI&WE. The name I was born with was Brianna Jones. When I was moved from schools into 2nd grade, that's when my name changed. And again, I didn't realize what was happening. The name I do have is not even a maiden name or a last name of my so-called mother's family. It is the last name of the man that my grandma married. Make that make sense. Why would someone give you a man's name that you're married into and not your mother's last name? Like, I don't know why people think they can just get away with crime and not it being picked up later. Hello. Oh yeah. Natural. And the song on right now is I'm So Fly. Yes, despite all the trauma, all the emotional abuse, all the psychological abuse, all the physical abuse, I'm still fly. It's like I have way more of a reason to push forward now than ever. Kind of energy. I was just chilling. But when my purpose came up, I was like, oh, I guess we're solving motherfucking crimes out here, okay? I guess we are being our own FBI agent, cause what? So if anybody, because I've heard this before too, that I've looked familiar to people who I've never met. So it's either because the people who know me have been looking for me, which I'm pretty sure they have, which they're not gonna do nothing. They're too scary. They're waiting for me to do something. No. I'm letting God handle this one while I keep speaking my truth. Because he's like, there's no reason for you to be directly involved with what I got to do with these people, but I'm gonna take care of it. And I'm like, okay, I'll just, take care of myself in the meantime. Which, some of us are just asked to do. Take care of yourself. Handle your business. Do what you feel is right for you. Even if other people might call you crazy, might call you unwell, might call you unstable. Again, never been in a psych ward. Have clinical depression, but it's gotten 1,000 times better than what it used to be. And again, that had to do with the emotional abuse I had to deal with as a child that was repressed and had came up in my adulthood. Sometimes you don't know how badly you're mistreated until you literally escape a situation because you're so comfortable dealing with the mistreatment. So, and my mother used to beat me like she hated me, so. What's going on? What's going on in the chat? We're just asking people out. And it's funny how what was her name? Serendipity came on here to insult. That's so funny. Oh, thank you for the likes. Hello. First of all, if you're gonna come on here to critique my look, That's not why you should be here. Yes, I have a fro, and yes, I have glasses, and I have a nose piercing. Cool. But if you're not listening to what I'm saying, then you're too distracted by what's going on. And maybe you should come back later. But basically, like I was saying in the beginning, it's heavy 50 energy. Like, I don't give a fuck what I gotta do to get done with what I gotta get done. And I don't necessarily care how it comes off. Because people know when they're in the wrong. People start panicking. People start gossiping more. People start slandering more. People will try to make deals with you. People will try to get close to you. People will try to get information on you. And you're probably thinking to yourself, why me? Like, what do they want with me? Well, obviously they see something on you that they don't have, right? They see something on you that they want. They see something on you that they think they can use. And you would be surprised how much harassment I've had to deal with. Literally moved away from it. I did follow me. I wonder why. Like, follow me? I wonder why. Like, I'm not even mad at these people because they're just brainwashed at this point. They just are too focused on money, and not their kids' lives. And that's not a threat, it's a warning. Like, you know how many people's kids I've heard have gotten sick, who have passed away, who have had weird accidents? Right, it's a warning. Like, you know how many people's kids I've heard have gotten sick, who have passed away, who have had weird accidents because they wanted to be connected to me in a negative way, not realizing what they're playing with in the dark. Those candles that they light up in the middle of the night or in the morning or on Sundays, thinking that it's going to do something, when in reality you're just summoning something that's really after you because you made yourself an easy target. And then wonder why your life is going to shit. That's why it makes me sad for these people. It's like they don't know what they're doing. They just see money. They just see gold. Like, it's like stars in their eyes, but they're not seeing the reality of the situation. They're sacrificing themselves and their families to get something that they could never obtain. And they can't obtain it because of the way they're going about it. Does that make sense? I hope it's resonating with somebody. And again, it's just the energy. I feel very complacent at the moment, like, not even nonchalant, or like, it is what it is. These people have dug their own graves trying to dig mine, trying to dig other people in the collective, trying to destroy pure-hearted people because they want financial gain, because they thought it was funny to bully, to stalk. But how funny is it when their families start getting affected, when people around them start dying, when people around them start getting sick, when people start losing their hair, when people struggle more than usual with addiction? How funny is it at that point for these people to continue to attack you when they're literally starting to lose everything, including their sanity? They're the ones that are going to have to end up in a psych ward because they're going to start seeing shit. They're going to be the ones that are going to be in facilities because they're going to be unable to take care of themselves. And that's only because they wanted that for you. They wanted you to be unstable. They wanted you to question yourself. They wanted you to live in fear. They wanted you to be paranoid. All of the negative things. And to me, it's just sad because it's like, bro, you could have just left me alone. But you wanted $1? You wanted a quick cash dollar? Okay. Hope it's worth it. And the song on right now is Ambitions as a Rider by Tupac. I'm telling you, it's heavy 50, heavy Tupac, heavy Snoop energy. Biggie's in there too. These are some older folk. They're older than you, older than me. I am 33, supposedly. Again, who knows? My birth could have been faked, could have been whatever the fuck. Because like I said, my mom's not my mom. My family's not my family. I'm someone's kid, but I'm not theirs, right? Someone will come to me eventually and tell me. But I just know my grandparents who have passed away do not care for them. I'll just say that. They do not care for them. Like, have you ever seen a more hateful face on a woman than the one that beats her child? I have. It lasted a month. But she didn't beat me because I did anything wrong. She beat me because I embarrassed her. And I embarrassed her because I was unconsciously revealing what people had did to me. I was unconsciously, my body was reacting to what people had did to me in my sleep. And she hated herself, so she put that hatred onto me, making it seem like I was the issue. I wanted it. It was my fault. I was in the situation when I'm like 3 to 10. Like, women like that should not have daughters. But again, she didn't want me to have me. She wanted me for money, to support her son, to help him progress. Which I have no ill will towards my stepbrother. Sorry, half-brother. But it really became evident when we got older. It's like, wow, you'd rather just cast me aside and support him through everything? Got it. And then when his dad wanted me to move in with him, I was like, oh, that's weird. Why don't you ask your son, who's younger than me, to help him out? And then I was like, oh, it's because he was a longtime predator. And literally the woman he's with now is my age. And he's like 50-something. And they have 2 kids. Imagine if that was me in the situation. I have no blood relation to this man, so yeah, if I were to have his kids, it would, to him, make sense, right? But it's like, no, you raised me as a father figure. Why would you try to sleep with your so-called daughter? And in his head, he was trying to justify it, being like, well, you're not my daughter because you're not her daughter. Like, people will say things not realizing that eventually you will find out the meaning behind it. It just makes me now question why they thought they'd ever get away with it. If they knew who I was when I came here. They were so confident they could just break me up and break me down. Break us up and break us down. To not realize the truth of the situation. Someone is breaking your neck. That's what they're doing. They're the ones who are paranoid and who are scared and who are in fear because we are not. That's why I'm feeling complacent. There's no fear here. It's just like, really? This is what you chose to do when you could have also prospered in the upright with us. When we're leading, it's like that saying, you can't lead dead horses to water. Like, they were already dead. Been dead. Been dead. And we're sitting here, no, like, come to the water, come to the water. There's no sense in that. Not anymore. Because all they're going to do is infect the water for the people to try to drink from. So, I don't know. I mean, I know, but like, I'm not trying to understand their mindset anymore, is basically what I'm trying to say. And the focus right now is right here. We have a different focus and a different motive, and that's just to tell the truth. It doesn't matter if anyone believes it. I know my experiences, and I have a pretty good memory, so. I can tell you around what time of year, what the weather was like, who was there, if it was daytime or nighttime. But you ask these people, they don't know shit. They can't remember. And that's the curse of what they've done. It's been so long for them. They've coped so much with drugs and alcohol and sex that they literally have wiped their memory of not only the things that they were involved in, but the things that they did. And sometimes are currently doing. And it's like, wow, bro. Like, nothing must have mattered to you at all for you just to throw your whole life away like that. And I guess that makes me sad because, like, it's such a beautiful thing to have a life. And you chose to give it up for money, for fame, for recognition, instead of working for it honestly. Like, for example, the person who claims to be my grandfather was best friends with Prince. You know the first thing that he did after Prince died? Write a book telling how close they were when they grew up. How much they bonded and how he was in a band together with him. No. From the other side of the family that I was a part of, they said that he was on drugs. My granddad, not Prince at the time. I mean, he could have been, who knows. He was on drugs and he got kicked out of the band because he wanted to be the top dog in the fucking room, I guess, because he couldn't stand being compared to Prince. But as soon as Prince died, he was his #1 fan all over again. Writing books, going on radio stations, talking about him, getting settlements. Like, you name it. And again, you would think that, oh, this happened to you? That's crazy. Yeah, it is. It is. And I'm, again, on the outskirts of it now, so I don't need to know all the details of what's currently happening. But when I look back on a lot of this shit, I'm just like, wow, y'all were really fucked up from the start. And you thought you could fuck me up along with you. And then when it didn't happen, I was your enemy. Ooh, excuse me, and that song right now is Danger. Happened, I was your enemy. Ooh, excuse me, and that song right now is Danger. That's so funny. You know what time it is. Spirit said they better watch out because they're in trouble. Yeah. And I know Prince has been coming through for the past couple of years, trying to, I guess, reassure me that what I'm doing isn't wrong. Ooh, even when I say that, my heart's like, ugh, it feels heavy. It's like he wants me to know that what I'm saying isn't wrong. But he is utterly disappointed that I had to go through any of it. And I didn't even meet the man. I knew of him. Maybe he met me. I don't know. Like I said, my granddad was best friends with him apparently. And come to find out that people I worked with before, their parents were friends with him. So it's like, it seemed like he got around. I'll just say that. Whether it was before he got famous or during the time he was working on his craft. I mean, he is a Minnesota mogul. So, I mean, I wouldn't doubt that a lot of people had association with him at some point in their past. But, I mean, he obviously had to move away to just do what he needed to do what he wanted to do, and he came right back home. And unfortunately had passed away. Was it over an overdose? But then that, I think, was talked about being I wouldn't say coerced, because apparently there were 2 people in the room with him when it happened. It's like the Michael Jackson situation where it's like they know something's up, something doesn't feel right. I might be in a space where I feel comfortable, but I'm around people who I don't trust. And then they pass away. And personally, I was almost in that situation. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to pass on hanging out. I'm going to pass on being around because it feels too sketchy. Like there's too much hostility in the air for, to me, no reason. But in reality, there's a reason. Money. Power, control, whatever they want to call it. It's just fabricated. It's not real for them. It might seem real because they have what they have, but it can be taken away just as fast. And this isn't to warn them, it's just to let them know, hey, you have a choice. Either give it up and keep the little bit that you do have and try to make amends with God. It's not even about me at this point. It's literally, he's saying, look, you gotta either put your hands down and stop what you're doing against these people that I have been putting here to solve shit and help them, or it's not going to be good for you. And the songwriter right now is I gotta stay high. Because that's all he wants for us. He wants us to stay in the upright. He wants us to be doing good for ourselves so we can be doing good for others, right? But people are really, really trying us. People are really waiting for us to just flip a switch on them. And personally, I don't have the time or the energy to get upset anymore about what people have done to me because it's not relevant to me anymore. It's just like, dang, that was your choice? Okay. That's what you decided to do with your time and your money and your efforts? Okay. Give it about 5-10 years, have all that charges rack up, and then here we are, in about to be 2026. Thinking that you would get away with meditated emming. Persuasion of court systems. Paying off officers. Bribing people with drugs. Whatever it was. Corruption is corruption, and we're here to stop it. We're here to clear up the confusion, right? And if you're like, Bree, who's confused? A lot of people. A lot of people are confused right now. A lot of people are trying to figure out what is real, what's not real, what's the truth, what's a lie. Why would they say that? Why would they do that? And I'm telling you, as stupid as it sounds, it's just for money. They really said, I don't care about my child's life. I don't care about my mom's life. I don't care about my dad's life. I don't care about my sister's life. I just want money. I want recognition. I want praise. I want fame. And if nobody knows what I'm really up to, then it won't affect them. Wrong. Wrong. These people can hide in the shadows all they want. It does not mean it won't come to the light. Literally, this whole town is a mafia town and has been a mafia town for the longest time. Literally, this whole town is a mafia town and has been a mafia town for the longest time. There are underground tunnels and have been underground tunnels to transport drugs. Someone recently got arrested. What was it, the judge or someone, female judge basically got arrested for, because as people may know, Minnesota is under investigation for fraud, right? But now they're under investigation for drug trafficking. So I would also believe that they would be under investigation for premeditated crimes against people speaking out on these things, right? And we're just giving messages. We don't even know what's actually happening until it happens. Like, we can have predictions, we can see visions, we can receive messages and intel that way. But like, sometimes it won't happen until like a year or two later, a couple months later, a couple days later. It depends on the situation. But like I said, I posted a video on my TikTok a while ago talking about raids and talking about hotel rooms being switched around, drug trafficking, basically using people as mules and stuff like that. And here we go. Look it up. Minnesota is under investigation for fraud. $7 billion that claimed to be feeding starving children and who needed housing, autistic kids who needed care in these Somalian communities. And then wrap it back around to the drug trafficking with the cartel, with the RICO charges, and wonder why ICE is running the streets right now. These people didn't think about their families, they were just thinking about the dollar. I'm not saying pulling people from their houses is what's right, but obviously they have been affiliated with people they shouldn't have been, and they have become a target. Just like they try to make you a target, they have become a target. Hello, thank you for joining. I don't agree with the discrimination that's been happening with the ICE, but I can understand it if they are under investigation and they're only picking out certain people. They're only picking out certain people, right? It's because they have an inkling. They've been doing this investigation for years, since 2020. It's 2025. They've been doing this investigation for years. So there have been certain people they've been after. And unfortunately, they do have families. So the families are like, what's going on? You're just taking my person because you're racist. They've been under investigation for years. Sorry to tell you. Sorry to tell you that the person you're married to and had kids with is a criminal. Sorry to tell you that the person that you married and had kids with is part of the RICO charges. Sorry to tell you that the person that you're married and had kids with is part of this fraudulent Somali debacle. Sorry to tell you, but the person you were with wasn't who you thought they were. And you might have benefited from it for a minute. But the second they get caught up, they lose everything. And they want to blame it on, look, I'm not saying, I'm not defending ICE. Okay, I'm not. But it's starting to make more sense why they're on the streets in St. Paul a lot more. They're looking for certain people. They have a list. They have been doing their surveillance. As much as they're stalking us to make sure we're good, on the right side of justice, they're stalking them. They're stalking the people that are stalking us. And it's like it doesn't click with them. They think it's us coming after them. No. I have never reported on anybody. Never ever. Never have I reported on anybody. Except for the bitches that have actively bothered me, like someone coming at my window at 5 o'clock in the morning. What reason? Don't know. That's also why I moved. But then guess what? They followed me. And it's really weird that they think that I don't know when they're literally being so suspicious. But I don't have to confront them. They know they're being weird. That's the funny part to me. It's like literally being so suspicious. But I don't have to confront them. They know they're being weird. That's the funny part to me. It's like, I'm not gonna say anything to you. You already know what you're doing. You already know what it looks like. Weird. You know how many cars I've had blacked out who anonymously stop right next to me when I'm trying to walk up the street or walk down the street, and it so happened to be Somalian descent? Obviously they're looking for somebody. And they think they are gonna make me a target so they can get distracted from what they're actually doing. No. Again, people have been hunted and are being hunted. But the people who were trying to come after us are now the ones who are on the chopping block. We just so happen to be the bait, you know? And it's like, look, at least let me know. At least inform me so I know. But now we know, right? Now we know. It's like, oh, okay. I'll just continue to play my role, I suppose. Keep speaking my truth. Keep telling the people what they need to hear. But I'm not gonna just kill over because that's what they want. I have things to do. I have more ambitions than ever to pursue a good livelihood that doesn't involve any kind of corruption. And it doesn't matter what it looks like to them because that's what they were doing. They were taking the blood money. They were sacrificing their families. And it's just like, bro. For the same people who say I took this to take care of my family, end up being the same people that ruin their family. It just is what it is. Family. It just is what it is. And something I've also noticed within the spiritual community is that they're picking up this energy because they keep seeing a blonde woman with blue eyes. And I keep seeing a white woman with black hair and brown eyes. She's tall and skinny, but long black hair. And she really thinks she's not going to be busted because she's trying to say that it's my fault for whatever is going on right now. No, bitch, you made me a target. You made me a target. And it's so funny I say that because I'm literally looking at a target across the way from me. You made me a target for basically no reason. You made me a target because you didn't like me. Why? You don't even know. That's the crazy part to me. It's out of animosity, jealousy, seeing of what I have, seeing the integrity that I keep, being like, well, you went through all this, how are you not hateful? I don't have the energy to be hateful. I literally don't. I might get mad about it. A little resentful here and there. Being like, damn, really? You had to sit there and do that? But I'm never gonna be hateful about it. I just let it wash over me and be like, okay, there's nothing I can do about it now. All I can do is move on, heal from the experience, not accept what happened, but accept where I'm at now. That's all I can do. To hate you is a waste of my fucking time. And I'm so serious about that. To hate you is a waste of my fucking time. I do not have the energy for it. You are not that important to me to hate you. I'm just gonna say it like that. You might be important enough for me to love on you, to love you and have love for you, but to hate you, if I don't like you, if I genuinely can't be around you, I will not be around you. I won't. I won't. And I'm not gonna fake like I wanna be, because it's also weird. If I do not like you, I will not be around you. And it's like a lot of people have a hard time with that because they just expect, well, I had to tolerate you. I had to deal with you. That was your choice. You didn't like me, but yet you wanted to be around me. How weird is that? What does that say about you? Like it's just, it's a concept of the mind I don't understand people do. If you don't like me, bitch, don't be around me. But you only want to be around me because, you know, people like me? Sounds like a clout chaser to me. Because people know that I like people. I love people. I don't like a lot of people though. I love people. But I don't like a lot of people. And people, I have noticed as I've gotten older, take that into account. Oh, if Brie don't fuck with them, then I don't fuck with them. And it's for a reason. It's not because I don't, how do I say this? When I say I don't like people, what I mean is I don't like toxic behavior. And when I say toxic behavior, I mean, again, if you don't like me for real, and yet you're around me like you do, you're weird. I'm not going to be around you if I don't like you. Because then you're trying to aggravate me into a version of me that I do not like to be, which is irritable, moody. Like if you can't bring out the best in me when I'm around you, you're not meant to be around me. But people take that personally, being like, oh, she hates me. Oh, she doesn't think well of me. And it's like half the time I have my moment of, I don't think well of you, and then I let it go because it doesn't serve me anymore. It's called moving on, which a lot of people have a hard time with. Hello, thank you for joining. People have a hard time accepting they're not liked by everybody. I have no problem not being liked by anyone. That has been my entire life. If you so happen to be in my vicinity, I appreciate you and I love you. But if you're a person who doesn't like me, it doesn't mean I don't love you as a person. It literally means I cannot be around you. I love a lot of people. I don't like a lot of people, okay? I don't like a lot of people for a lot of different reasons. How they treat themselves, how they treat other people, how they treat people's kids, how they treat their kids. I've seen the nastiest shit happen. I've seen the slightest shit happen. And then I think to myself, damn, if they treat the person that they claim to love so dearly, how are they gonna treat me? So dearly. How are they gonna treat me? And it's always the best. And that's a good recognition to have. People will treat you and make you feel like you're the problem when you don't accept their treatment. Bitch, you're not my medicine. You are my poison, okay? And it's really weird for people to feel entitled to your energy and your time and even your love and say, well, I have done this for you, so you have to do this. No, I don't. No, I do not. I don't have to put myself out emotionally, physically, spiritually, any kind of way that I'm not comfortable with. If you have proven time and time again that you are not for me, just because you cannot accept it doesn't mean I have to keep forcing myself to tolerate you. Like they say, the women who cut out their toxic mothers are the women people should look out for. Hello. And she's not even my real mom. Like, honestly, if someone does know answers, I really wish they would speak up and not be so scared of whatever the consequences would be. Because at this point, everyone's going down. Like I said, the whole fucking state's under investigation. You have no other choice besides speak your truth or stay or go down with the crew, man. I don't know. I'm just saying it's coming sooner than later. Hello. And that's not to be on no cocky shit. It literally is like, I can feel people getting desperate. I can feel people getting anxious. I can feel people getting suspicious of other people around them. I can feel people gossiping. I can feel people watching each other, trying to figure out if they can trust them or not. The same feelings that they wanted for you, collective. The paranoia, the inability to trust. That's what they're feeling right now. They're literally surrounded by people. They don't even know who will have their back. And all I say to that is good. Because how does it feel? How does it feel? How does it feel to be haunted by your own actions? When you could have just been chill. When you could have left me alone. When you could have left the collective alone. When you could have just let us, live our lives. But because apparently it went against your beliefs and your religion, whatever the fucks, your morals and your own values of pettiness and, well, because I hate, you have to hate. I don't have the energy. I literally don't. And that's why I'm so complacent, because I don't have any emotion towards these people. And that says a lot for me, because I have a lot of emotion for a lot of people. But these people, it's like, for a lot of people. But these people, it's like, what do you want me to do? You did it to yourself. Like, I literally had someone come in not this room, but like a while ago when I was sitting out in the common area. Someone literally comes down, like kind of frantically, like looking around and goes, "Oh, I thought you were at work. Never met this man. Never met this man." But apparently he was looking for me and thought I was at work. Why? I don't know. I don't know, and I don't care. Because like I said, they're too scary to actually do anything. They're waiting for me to do something. I have too much life to live. I have too many things to do. I have too much truth to speak. So others are not afraid to give out theirs. I believe you. I believe you were abused. I believe you were stalked. So others are not afraid to give out theirs. I believe you. I believe you were abused. I believe you were stalked. I believe you were haunted by people's actions. I believe it. People have brought a spiritual warfare to the 3D, and this is the reality we're living in right now. That's why people can't tell the difference between real and not real. It's not whether or not you're on drugs at this point, it's whether or not you see or don't see. Do you see people's crooked smiles? Do you see people's blackened eyes? Do you see or don't see? Do you see people's crooked smiles? Do you see people's blackened eyes? Do you feel people's cold skin when it's warm? Think about it. Think about the times people were so disheveled, but when you came around, they felt brighter, they felt lighter, they felt motivated, and it's because they had it in their head. If they could just get a little bit off of you, then they could take over you. You're not meant to be possessed. You're not meant to be controlled. That's why they're trying to end you, trying to frame you, trying to do all these crazy ass things just to get a rise out of you. Look, I am the calmest, chillest person you'll ever meet. I had a friend who did meth and came to me bawling her eyes out because she thought she was about to die because of what she did. And I was like, of course, upset and angry at the fact that she did it because she told me she wouldn't do it anymore. But I sat with her for 3 hours. And the one thing that she said to me is, how can you be so calm? Because if it were me, I would lose my shit. And I said, well, I have been through crazier situations. And because I love and care about you, acting out on you isn't going to help the situation. Yes, I can be frustrated. Yes, I can be mad. But in the moment right now, I'm more concerned. And you have asked me for help, so I will try to do my best to help you. Even if that is just talking you down from your heavy emotions that you feel the need to do meth. That's just one of my gifts, okay? What can I say? I know how to chill. I'm not saying I accept anyone's bullshit. I'm just saying I know how to regulate my emotions enough not to project them. Have there been times? Possibly. But not to the point of physical abuse, emotional abuse. Because I don't have that in me. I don't want to hurt somebody just to hurt somebody. I don't want to hurt somebody because they hurt me. I'm not petty like that. If they hurt me, then I just walk away. That's the hurt enough. You decide to lose a good thing, bitch, it's gone. Like, I don't know. And I know for some people listening, it might be like a heavy conversation to have. Like, what was that? That person, serendipity, literally like insulted my hair, but then said it didn't look good with my glass, or whatever she said, I don't care. But then said, oh, sorry, I have to leave because you're talking about trauma. That's cool, that's fine. It just sounds like you're not ready to engage with yourself on a deeper level past your trauma. It's not about talking about trauma, it's about getting over it. Not even getting over it, moving through it, because I hate that phrase, getting over it. Moving through the trauma. Basically bulldozing your way through those heavy walls you've put up to protect yourself. Because you're doing a disservice not only through those heavy walls you've put up to protect yourself. Because you're doing a disservice not only to yourself, but to other people around you who are really trying to get to know you. And yes, in the past, it might have been hard to do that when you have constantly been attacked, when things you have talked about have been used against you, when you felt like you put yourself on the line more than someone else did, whatever it may be for you. It doesn't mean that you are unwilling to step into a new phase of life where you can trust, where you can be open, where you can be vulnerable. You have more than enough ability to do that. You just need to give yourself the permission to do so. It's easy to live in fear, to be paranoid, well, what if they do this and what if they do that? Sometimes you don't know until shit starts happening. Let it kind of play out. You know? And that isn't to challenge, obviously, people who you know don't like you for real. Don't hang around those people. Use your head a little bit better in those situations. You don't want to be caught up with somebody who... How do I say this? You don't want to be caught up with people who don't care enough about themselves about getting caught up. If that means you gotta leave your brother behind, do it. If that means you gotta leave your cousin behind, do it. because obviously they are not affiliated with the right kind of people, places, or things that are serving them well, and they think because you're there with them that they're covered. No. No. Oh, this person's so good and they got a good repertoire. Like, if I know I hang around with them, people will think I'm like them too. No. People who know you, and people who know them. It's really weird that people get people mixed up, because it's either on purpose or just by blatant ignorance. By blatant ignorance. Confirmation sirens in the background. Oh, excuse me. The song right now is Beautiful by Pharrell, Snoop Dogg. You're my favorite girl. God's already got a stamp on you. He said, no, can't touch. You try to touch, you're banished. You're smacked on the ass. You're punched in the face type energy. Like, he's tired, bro. Not only is he sitting here putting punishments on those who deserve it, but he's trying to save his kids, okay? From these weird ass people. And I mean weird. I mean touching kids, selling drugs, fucking having sex parties, being swingers, whatever the fuck's, committing crimes, all that bullshit. Those are people. If you know you ain't doing none of that, you're good. But if you're affiliated with someone that is, if you are affiliated, know of anyone that is, step back. Step back. It's not worth hanging out with them anymore. It's not. Because like I said, you at that point, you're associate to the crime. Why were you there? Did you know about anything that went on? Do you have any information about anything that happened? Like, that's what you're gonna be asked if you're affiliated with these people that are around you. And it's a lot of men who really thought they had some power over women that they'd never had or wanted to have. It's very grapey energy and that they'd never had or wanted to have. It's very grapey energy. Oh, well, I got this and I can give them that, so if I just do this and that, then I'll just get my way. If you ain't a man of God for real, we smell that shit. You stanky. You look disheveled. It doesn't matter how much cologne you put on, what clothes you wear. It doesn't matter what job you have, how many cars you got. It don't matter. An evil man is an evil man. And a woman associated supporting these men are just as guilty of the crimes he has committed. Supporting these men are just as guilty of the crimes he has committed. So be careful who you associate with. Like I said, the entire state is under investigation and you think that these people around you are safe, you have a decision to make. Doesn't matter if they're family, doesn't matter if they're friends, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you are associated with them, you are guilty by association. If you have any inkling of what they have been doing and have vouched that you did not know, then you are covering up a crime. Stop defending these people because they are just abusers and users. Stop standing up for people who don't stand up for you. That's where the betrayal comes in, right? You really think that the people that you have their back will have your back. It's not always the case. Hello, thank you for joining. It's not always the case. And if they do, they're doing dirty shit to cover it. Imagine if you were affiliated with someone and you asked them to help you out with something. And then to come to find out the way they helped you was by taking someone else's life. How would that make you feel? Knowing that whatever you had to get covered up had to be someone else's sacrifice. And they had a family, they had ambitions, they had dreams, they had goals. I'm pretty sure the guilt starts riddling your brain, starts decaying your skin, starts giving you cancer. Like I said, it's a spiritual sickness. It's not. It's a spiritual sickness, guilt, that manifests into cancer, into diseases, into mental illnesses, into weight gain, into hair loss. And they look at us like, why aren't you affected? Why isn't it hurting you? Well, because we didn't commit the crime. So we don't have to do the time. That's why they're jealous. That's why they hate you. But also love you because they know what you're capable of doing. It's really weird. Their hate overpowers their love. They're too far gone. They're too comfortable in doing the bad thing that they don't see hope if they get out of it. And it's like, wow, you rather not do the time for your crime, and you just rather kill over and be mad at us because we're prospering. I don't get it. I never have. As long as when I move, you move, just like that. When I move, you move. When I move, you move. It has something to do with the industry, I'll just say that. Which we already know is like up in flames right now for multiple reasons. All that weird witchcraft people are talking about them doing, we're actively seeing it on the actors who've gotten sick, who have gotten ill, who are getting ill. Now, unfortunately, they brought it to society, thinking that society has the power to control each other with money and drugs. But trust me, if our state's under investigation, the whole goddamn place is about to be up in flames. And the only thing I'm happy about is justice being served. I'm a Libra. Come on now. Themis is my goddess, one of many. Lilith right behind her. Nyx, she's over there. Shun's up there. I got all the girls in the house, okay? Hades, he likes to peek in every once in a while. Like, are you okay? And we're like, we got it. Like, if women have ever felt like men have failed them in their life, I understand. Because literally, most of my goddesses stand up way before the men do. Granted, Archangel's he's pretty defensive. He does not like all this bullshit happening right now. He's like, our women are being raped, are being harassed, are being taken over by these corrupted men and then attacking other women. What happened? What happened to sisterhood? What happened to the covenant? What happened to being loyal to one another? But as soon as a man walks in the room who has money and a nice car, oh, what sisterhood? What loyalty? You thought I would be loyal to you? I can't even fuck you. That's what half of them are thinking. And I've had many women in my life who have been in relationships who have suggested things to me. And it's like, whoa, girl, like, yes, I run that way, but don't you got a man at your house? Are you bored with the man? Oh, I wonder why. Because he can't really give you what you need. He just gave you cars and money and some mediocre sex, and now you're just can't really give you what you need. He just gave you cars and money and some mediocre sex, and now you're just like, well, I need her energy. I need her emotional support. I need her ability to heal, because if I don't have that, then I don't feel like I have anything. I might have his money, I might have his cars, I might have all his nice things that he gets me, but it's never enough. I need her. Like, yeah, I have plenty of women in my life. You know how many people I have who used to touch my hair all the time? Like, a lot of the time. And it was mainly women. Like having child agency in the early 2000s was never a thing. If I could just tell these people in my past, don't fucking touch me, I would have. And they want me to be quiet when they're starting to close. No. Many women love to associate themselves with other pure women to come off like they are also pure, while they are taking a man's money, dick, and homes. I've seen it enough. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. I've seen it. I mean, come on now. If you really look into these relationships that people have, if it's not out of love, then why are they doing it? If they've been married 20 years, but you can tell they don't like each other for real, why are they doing it? Because she's comfortable being closeted, but thinks that she can come after you energetically? No. No. That's why Archangel keeps slicing up hands and shit. It's like, imagine you see like 1,000 hands reaching at you and you like, that's all that's happening. There's nothing they can touch anymore, because when they try to, their hand just gets sliced every time. Like, it's so funny because I even had a dream of the person who claimed to be my mother come at me with a knife, saying that I fucking hate you, that you should have been dead, that you ruined my life. And then in that same dream, it flashes to all the women I knew in my life, including my great-grandmother, along with a woman practitioner. She was like in a turban and like black clothes, and she was standing around with these women. And she was handing me a ring and said that this was meant to be yours a long time ago. I've never seen the ring in my life. Don't have it today. And said that this was meant to be yours a long time ago. I've never seen the ring in my life. Don't have it today. But I say that to say that whatever this ring was or is was stolen from someone who didn't deserve it. Or sorry, stolen by someone. See how I try to mix my words? Stolen by someone who didn't deserve it. And I only speak on it because it is what it is that needs to be spoken on. I don't say anything without an intention behind it other than telling you the truth. I have no reason to lie to you. I have no ill intent against anyone I do talk about because they're literally no longer around me. It's like that post that girl made. Us talking about our truth isn't talking shit. Us telling you or other people what you did to us isn't talking shit. It isn't to gain notoriety. It isn't to gain praise. It's literally us talking about our experiences that unfortunately put you in a bad position. That was your choice because you made the decision to do heinous shit to us. It just is what it is. For money, for a man, for a home. Because you thought that's what you should have did to gain it. And then turn to drugs because you can't handle your shit. Turn to alcohol because you can't handle your shit. Turn to gambling because you can't handle your shit. And you want to blame us for that? No, don't do that. That's exactly why you end up in the position you are in. Not taking accountability for your own actions. Nobody forced your hand. If any of these people had a gun to their head, I'd probably see like 3 of them. Okay? The rest of them did it willingly because they thought they wouldn't be found out. And that just is what it is. They thought they wouldn't get caught. They thought they wouldn't be talked about. They thought they wouldn't be revealed. But here we are. Again, under federal investigation. Why? Because they have been monitoring the crimes that have been done for years. This isn't a new thing happening. It's new to the criminals because they thought they weren't going to get caught. Like, let's be real. It's new to them because they thought they weren't going to get caught. But they've been investigating for years. Decades. Just how 50 was looking at that documentary shit, how he was trying to get all that information together. Decades of work. It didn't just happen overnight. It didn't just happen overnight, dude. It's been going on for years. And I ain't the first one they've done it to. Okay? Whoever my mother really is, she's probably the first one they came after. Because like I said on my genealogy test, no one on my mother's side is on my information. Why? Don't know. Confronted them about it, said not a word. You know what speaks louder than the truth? Silence. Silence. You want to know how somebody's lying? They don't answer you. They give you the runaround. They turn back and say, oh, you're crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so science is lying now? We're bringing science into the spiritual world, and you're telling me that science is lying to us right now. So what information they gave me was false? How can you prove that? Come on now. Come on now. answer is they can't. They can't. There's nothing they can say or do. Because I also have screenshots of this information, of them using my name. And also the person who claims to be my mother using other people's names. And I'm just waiting for someone official to come up to me and say, hey, and I'm just waiting for someone official to come up to me and say, hey, Bree, we need the information you got. And I'm ready to give it to you. That's all I'm going to say. I'm ready to give it to you. Been ready. Ready to give you every single account that I can remember off the top of my head about what I saw, who was there, how old I was. I'm ready. God has prepared me to tell it all, and it's not pretty, bitch. It never was, okay? The reality of the situation, it never was. Just how people got on Cassie about the whole Diddy thing, I'm pretty sure she felt humiliated even talking about half the shit. But she had to. She had to. And it's so funny because the song right now is by Biggie. Notorious Thugs by B.I.G. That's who they thought they were. That's who these people thought they were. But it's like people forget we're a mafia state. Okay? The thugs are the ones on the streets, bitches the ones underground. They just so happen to I'm gonna stop right there. He said no. Like I'm telling you right now, the mafia doesn't want to be associated with any of this. Like I'm telling you right now, the mafia doesn't want to be associated with any of this. Because they didn't approve it. They said, no. We didn't affiliate these drugs on the streets. We didn't pay people off to cover up shit. We handle crime. We might do some crime, but we also handle that shit. We make sure the people cover up shit. We handle crime. We might do some crime, but we also handle that shit. We make sure the place is peaceful. But it ain't off of fear. People might fear what we do, but it ain't off of fear. See, the mafia and the gang are different. People don't understand that. Gang, they're scary. That's why they shoot fast. They're scary. Mafia, they think about that shit. They have their meetings. They really put their heads together and say, what can we do to keep our communities safe? Not involve them with what we got going on. But gangs don't care. There was recently a place over on Maryland that got almost nearly shut down. I think it's going to be shut down because there's been so many gang-related activity over there. Shootings, drug activity, sex trafficking, and apparently there's been police around, but they don't do nothing. Police department has been corrupted for a long time. Mafia has nothing to do with that. Mafia knows what's up. Gangs don't. Because they're just looking for money. In a weird way, Mafia is here to protect. And it might seem counterintuitive when they're, offing people. But it's not for the superficial thing, well, they owe me money, so I gotta take their finger. Nah. They're catching people who need to be caught up with what they've been doing. Also, in the energy has been heavily 44, not almost at 44, I don't know if it's the 44th, 33rd Freemasons. Freemason bullshittery? A bunch of white men? That's a whole nother thing. I want to talk about cults, bitch. Look at the Freemasons. Did you know apparently they have to commit an egregious crime in order to be a 33rd? Did you know that? Did you know they have to off someone, grape somebody, whatever it is, basically commit a catastrophe in their life as their brothers stand with them to tell them, hey, it's okay, it's a part of the job. In order to accept you into our space, this is what you had to do and we forgive you. They're not God, they're anti-Christians. Okay? But these men have been brainwashed alongside their women who don't know a thing and told themselves, hey, this is okay to do as long as we don't get busted. Oh, believe me, bitch, there's so much going on they don't even know. And they're not going to see it coming. I'll just say that much. It's not a warning to any of them. It's not a warning. It's just a foresight. The more and more they come after us, children of God, true speakers and true seekers, the more and more they get busted. But it's like they don't believe that because they are egotistical. They're like, oh, I have my brother as an arm. I'm good. We're protected. No matter what they say or do, we can just pay them off. No. Again, one of the biggest judges in the state got arrested for RICO charges through airports. You think your ass is safe, bitch? It's so funny to me. The immunity that they think they have when they literally have none at this point. That's why people are panicking, why people are scrambling, why gangs are going crazy, unstable on drugs, doing alcohol, having a bunch of sex parties. They're trying to get every little bit out of themselves that they can to muster up the energy to come against us when they literally have no effect on us. Obviously, I'm right here. No effect has been happening. Inconveniences? Sure. All in all, good. I'm good. I'm toasty. I'm chillin'. But they want us to live in fear and paranoia. And it's backfired because now they are. I think there's been a reason why I keep seeing the mafia. And it legit, honestly, probably just because they're trying to work with me to work this out. Spiritually, I mean. I've had 2 dreams about them lately. And these raids won't stop until they find everybody they're supposed to find. So. All these hotels and crooked apartment buildings and whatnot. Like, men wonder why we're having a male epidemic in loneliness. Well, if you're only getting with bitches for the money, for the fake marriages, and for the children you don't take care of, you're not going to have a happy life. You're not. And same for the women. You think because you get with a man who has a good job, has money, has cars, has good dick, loves you? He might have love for you because he can use you, but he does not love you. Wake up. He took advantage of the fact that you don't love yourself enough to not be so insecure. That's why they can't fuck with me the way they want to fuck with me, because I love myself and know how to know myself. I don't need a man for definition. If anything, bitch, I literally have been energetically repelled towards cis men. Talk to them here and there, yeah, sure, we can kick it and like have conversation and whatnot, but like literally, spiritually, you do nothing for me other than irritate my fucking energy. And it's not all cis men, because there are some good men out there, and I say some very loosely. Because if your only intention to get close to me is to bed me, you're not for me. You're just not. And it's all y'all think about. What can I do to get close to her to have her in my bed? What can I do enough of to make her fall for me? And it's really weird behavior when you could just be yourself. Let us decide if we want to bed with you. You know, give us the option. Because it's gonna look really weird once we find out you've been lying about who you really were. Thinking that we wouldn't notice. I don't know. I mean, I do know, but still. And the song I heard right now was Mrs. Officer by Lil Wayne. No, it is Lil Wayne. Yeah, literally that energy. Yeah, because Mrs. Officer is in town, baby. Again, these men just want to be dominated by a good woman. Not even submissive to a woman who is bossy or mean. I mean a woman who knows her shit and has her shit together. They want her to be mommy, you know? And that's okay. To me, it's okay, but like, I had a pin video. I shouldn't have to act like your mother for you to get your shit together. Just like you don't have to act like my dad for me to have my shit together. We should have our shit together separately and bring it together. You know what I mean? I don't want to be your mom. I don't want to be your sis. If you want me to be your girl, bitch, then I will be your girl. But you need to have it. It needs to be for the right intentions. And like I said, at this point, cis men are very much like not on my list. They're just not attractive to me the way they were before. They might have like good bodies, good, you know, I'm not denying that, but like energetically, I just don't see any attraction to a good chunk of them. I don't. And it's because they have that weird mindset. If I act like this, she will like me enough to do this. Stop that, please, because you're only hurting your own self. You're hurting your own feelings by thinking if you act a certain way that you'll get me over in your bed. So I'm gonna tell you straight to your face, oh, that's so silly, why would you think that? And then you're really gonna be mad. And you might be thinking, or even just looking at me like, oh, that's what you think about yourself? No, I know this about myself. You know how many dudes have been desperate in my DM? Or even just looking at me like, oh, that's what you think about yourself? No, I know this about myself. You know how many dudes have been desperate in my DMs in the past, trying to pay me for sex? And it's like, bro, what? I don't want your fucking money. If you feel like you gotta use your money to get sex, go ask the bitch up the street. Like, what is this? And I'm talking about thousands of dollars. And I'm like, no, I don't work that way. Neither would I want to. So whatever you thought it was, ain't it. And they're just like, oh, you're just playing hard to get. You're just, you no, I'm not. A no is a fucking no, bitch. Take a hint. Otherwise I'm gonna start being real mean to your ass. I'm gonna pull some cards for you since we're sitting here. But that's, the general message is complacency on my side. It is what it is. But someone really thinks if they just throw you a couple of dollars, if they put it down so good you will forget about everything. Like, someone really thinks this. And it's so crazy to me, because it's like, bro, do you know what day and age we're living in right now? I haven't needed a man for damn near 4 years. You think I'm just gonna break that cycle because you just throw me something here and there? No. Especially if it's, you think I'm just gonna break that cycle because you just throw me something here and there? No. Especially if it's, I would say 18 to about 20, 21. All that shit from him in particular, because he wasn't the only one involved in the situation that had going on. He wasn't, and I know that now. But man, oh man, he really thought he had something. And now he can't even use it. And I don't even pity him, because he was a rapist. He was an abuser. He would dehumanize women because he was secretly into men, which, again, he would say on occasion, I would have sex with a twink and I feel like I would have a relapse. Well, I wonder why. Maybe because your mental is telling you that you're really gay, but you're fucking on women thinking that you're straight? Which is okay if you're fucking gay, dude. Like, the one that had the problem with it was him. It was him. He had a problem with his own sexuality. And I have met many a men who end up either being gay or bisexual while they have been with me or before they were with me, which is okay. I'm not shaming any of them for their sexuality, but you're not gonna sit here and sleep with me while you're fucking someone in the ass who is obviously somewhere else on the other spectrum of me. Okay, bitch? You do that without me in the picture. It's weird. Look, from this song right now got me from creeping to sneaking. Yeah, this person was sneaking around. Talking about can't let you go. Yeah, he can't let you go because he needs your energy. Talking about I really want to be with you. No, you don't. Can't leave you alone. You better. I already got a wife. And I can't leave you alone. Listen, if the songs ain't sungin', what else would you like them to know, Spirit? We got the Three of Pentacles upright, teamwork, collaboration, learning, incomplacent, implantation? I think that's what that word is. Building something. So I'm just saying right now, all these cards are in the upright, so that's good energy. You have teamwork coming. You've been working together with yourself and your spirits, with the people who you know have your back, genuinely, and expelling all that distrust, trying to put it aside enough to get where you need to get to. Excuse me, confirmation. So be proud of yourself, because these people really thought they had one over on you. I'm telling you, they thought it was going to be the end of you. We have justice reversed, unfairness, lack of accountability, guilt, dishonesty, and punishment. They don't think it's fair.
They don't think it's fair that you survived. They don't think it's fair that they have to go through this judgment and punishment because of their dishonesty, because of the guilt that they're going through. They don't think it's fair. What do you want me to say? You do the crime, you do the time. You do the crime, you do the time. We're all in the upright collective. We're in the upright. It might be dramatic, whatever this upheaval is for you. But they think it's unfair. They think it's unfair that you get to move on with life and that you get to have a happy ending and that you had to. No, it's fair because you worked with it. You used your circumstances to your advantage. No sly shit. They gave you shit on a plate and you made it into a shit pie. Now they get to eat it. Have you ever seen The Help? Refer to that movie. They gave you shit. You made a shit pie. Now they get to eat it. Alright, I'm gonna pull you some listen bitch cards. $50 on again, talking about, I just want a little bit. I want a little bit of your energy. I want a little bit of your aura. I want a little bit of your swag. I want a little taste. I don't think you deserve anything at this point. Listen, bitch, you deserve rest. Seriously, take a break. You see that? Yeah. Take a break, which I'm about to do after I give you this message. Again, there's no ill will on my end. There's no haha to them. I don't even see the point of laughing about it anymore because it's serious crimes, you know? People got hurt. People have lost things. People, because they wanted to be either a part of the crowd or were blackmailed by the crowd. And all we're being asked to do as a collective is fucking sit down for a second, because this is God's work at this point. Listen, bitch, if you can't find a way, carve your own fucking path. Period. Yeah, like I said, they gave you shit, you made a shit pie, and now they get to eat it. You made it look so appetizing. And they took that bite and they said, what is that? And you just look at them in the face and say, it's shit. It's what you fed me. And I hope you like every bit of it. Because we've been doing our own thing out of all the shit that you gave us. One more card. People really want you to be a product of your environment so bad. Well, you had to go through this and you dealt with that, and I just thought if I put you through this, that you would be the same way. No, because you're not them, and you never were. So listen, bitch. Your best is more than enough. I promise. Period. All positive energy for my collective. Again, despite what it might look like, what it might feel like, what people might be saying, the reality is the reality. They're caught up. They don't know what to do. They want to project that energy onto you, and they can't. So they panic, turn on each other, and then shit starts happening. And they're like, why is this happening? What's going on? Where are we? Well, hello, you've been in the devil's den the entire time. And he doesn't even want to work with y'all anymore. He said, you can take them. She was the bait. Now you can take them. They were the bait. Now you can take them. You can reel them on in. She did her job. They did their job. Time to reel them on in. Time to get them up in here. Because obviously they thought it was very nice in here. They thought it was very comfortable. Oh, I have my man in arms type energy. Well, guess what? Now your man's going down. So what do you do? I hope this resonates with you. And if it doesn't, that's okay. Not every fucking story is going to be your story, because if you live my kind of life, you know how crazy the concept would be. How about that? You would know how crazy the concept would be if you understood what I'm actually talking about. It literally became a war between angels and demons, bitch. And the devil left the demons alone and said, you can take them. They landed here and said, oh yeah, this is amazing. We can just do anything. And the devil was like, yeah, totally. You can do anything. It's fine. And then we show up. And we're like, wait a minute. I don't think that's right. The devil's like, oh, yeah, you're right. Because he doesn't want to get on the bad side of fucking God, bitch. You think he's gonna defend his lackeys? No. He sent them there. He sent him here. He knew what he was doing. He said, you are the bait for the demons and the devils. And I'm gonna use you like God uses you in your light and your glory. And all the bitches that come after you, I will eat. I will feast. I will never starve. And they made a deal. For money, sex, fame, whatever it was. And now he's about to have a big ass feast, bitch. So I hope you have a happy holiday. It's like he said. Oh man. He's ready. He's waiting. He's like this. Fork and knife. He's ready. You think the devil would agree with the demons when he is the one who created them to do exactly what they were meant to do? Be demons. He's not going to get on the bad side of God, bitch. He's not. He doesn't want that smoke. He knows what it is. That's why I said Hades is peeking up here and there. Because he sees all the women around me. All the light beings. And Nick's in the dark, okay? That's it.